Ever feel like you're being pulled in 100 different directions, just distracted and kind of disconnected from what you're really meant to be doing? Well, you are not alone. Today, we're going to distill Robert Greene's incredible framework for cutting through all that noise and finding your life's unique purpose. So let's dig in and find that signal. And look, this isn't just some abstract feel-good theory. When the co-founder of a company like HubSpot says this is exactly what he needed to hear, you got to pay attention. It just goes to show you that this framework hits home for people at the absolute top of their game, because it gets right to the heart of a truly universal human need. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start by talking about a trap a lot of us fall into. Then we'll get into how to uncover your unique calling. I'll give you the tools for that self-discovery. We'll learn how to project that purpose out into the world. And finally, we're going to redefine what success really means. First up, the problem. We live in a world that just loves the idea of the generalist, right? We're told to learn a little bit about everything, to keep our options open. But according to Robert Greene, this is a seriously dangerous trap that actually works against the very nature of how our brains are wired. So Greene's big idea here is that our brain is not some computer that can multitask forever. No, it's actually designed to go deep, to really bore into one single subject until you achieve real mastery. If you spread yourself too thin, your mind becomes what he calls a wasteland. But with that deep focus, it becomes a rich landscape of creativity and skill.
Okay, so if being a generalist is the trap, how do you get out of it? Well, it's all about reconnecting with this powerful voice that you are actually born with. A voice that has been trying to guide you your entire life, but it's probably been drowned out by all the noise of the world.
Greene has a name for this guiding force, your primal inclinations. I want you to think back to your childhood. Before you even had the words to say why, what were you drawn to? These aren't just little hobbies. They are deep, emotional pulls, and they act like a compass, pointing you directly to your life's task. And just look at how specific these real-world examples are. It wasn't just electronics for Steve Jobs, it was their design. For Tiger Woods, at 2 years old, it was just the simple, captivating act of seeing that ball get struck. For Greene himself, it was the magic of words. These inclinations are incredibly specific, and they show up so powerfully, often from a super early age.
Okay, this all sounds great, but how do you actually find these inclinations when they're buried under years and years of expectations from your parents, your friends, from society? Well, Greene gives us a practical toolkit. I want you to think of it like an archaeological dig into yourself.
So Greene's process has 4 key steps. Number 1, you have to take this seriously. He says to treat it with the urgency it deserves. 2, make a list of what you love and what you hate right now. And that second part is so important. Greene knew he hated working for other people long before he knew what he wanted to do. 3, dig deep into your childhood for those pure, unfiltered moments of excitement. And finally, and this one is critical, you have to consciously tune out all those external voices telling you who you should be. Now, once you've reconnected with that inner purpose, how do you project it outward? How do you actually turn that self-knowledge into real-world influence? Well, according to Greene, it all starts with a huge shift in how you measure success itself. Warren Buffett famously posed this thought experiment. And your answer to this really reveals whether you're guided by external validation, what other people think, or by your own internal compass. And that question leads right to this concept of the inner scorecard. Real, true power comes from living by your own standards, from knowing that you are on the right path for you, whether you get applause or criticism. It is the absolute foundation of authentic confidence. And the biggest enemy of this authentic power? Hesitation. Greene is incredibly clear about this. Timidity is one of the worst human qualities. It just repels people, and it infects everything you do with doubt. So, what's the antidote to timidity? It's audacity, acting with boldness. People are just drawn to confidence and conviction. Like Greene says, even your mistakes are better corrected with more audacity. And you have to remember, this is a skill you can learn. It's not just some personality trait you're born with. So, this brings us to the final, and I think the most profound part of this whole framework. Once you have that purpose and you've found that power, what's the ultimate goal? What is the most durable, the most lasting form of success you can possibly achieve? Greene argues that true power, real power, isn't about money or status. It's about ideas.
An idea, something totally immaterial, can literally change the world for centuries. I mean, think about Machiavelli. The guy died without any wealth or status, but his book, The Prince, has been shaping strategy for over 500 years. That's power.
And here it is, straight from Greene himself. The ability to generate, to refine, and to spread ideas. That is the absolute pinnacle of human power. It's the source of great businesses, amazing art, huge societal change. It is literally the engine of history.
And that brings the final question right back to you. When you align your life with your unique purpose and you project it with boldness, you gain the ability to create something that lasts. So what's it going to be? What idea will be your legacy?